Hi everybody, it's Deborah. Today I thought I would talk about a very important subject that impacts quite a few people, and that is student loan debt. Believe it or not, there are people in their 50s who still have student debt, and I'm one of them. I wanted to share sort of my journey with student loans and the struggles and actually the anxiety at times trying to figure out how to pay down the balance. When I decided to get my bachelor's degree, I did take out a student loan, and that was in the amount of $22,000. However, that was almost 30 years ago. I still owe over $22,000 in student loan debt. I was one of those people who thought, oh, sure, I'll take the extra money, even though I didn't need it all. And I ended up regretting it terribly. I noticed that I didn't have enough income when I started to pay back the loans that I felt comfortable with. So what I did was I asked for delay, deferment. I did that multiple times. And then in the process of having multiple student loans, I decided to consolidate. I think that was probably the biggest mistake because I ended up with a 9% interest rate and continue to defer, continue to have forbearances for many, many years. Well, what ends up happening is you owe a lot more money because of interest. And with a 9% interest rate, which was almost 10, I was not seeing my balance go down, but instead the opposite was happening. It kept going up. And so through Sally Mae, who was my first lender, it was transferred to Navient. Now, throughout all of these years, life has happened. I was able to get an IBR, and so I was on an IBR plan for over 10 years. And I guess the goal is to do that for 25 years, and then it's forgiven. Well, 25 years is a long time, even for someone my age. So I decided that I really just didn't want to have the debt any longer. So I wanted to figure out what can I do, because now I was owing $50,000 in student loan debt. And that is a hard amount to pay off, especially when you have other obligations. And so I found myself really feeling discouraged about it. I was tired of looking at the balance, and the amount was not going up. I actually had a Parent Plus loan, which was a loan that was not even qualifying for the student loan deferment that everyone else got. So I was stuck still paying this $500 a month to Sally Mae, to Navient, under this IBR, just to continue to see interest go up. And I believe only about 10% of $10 of my payment was going to the actual principal. It's very, very heart rendering when you see that the debt is just not going anywhere. It was emotionally, and it still is emotionally draining to me. And that's where I mention anxiety, because having this kind of debt over your head for years and years and years, knowing that you could do so much more in life with this extra money that you have to now pay a student loan servicer. And the other caveat to this is that I have paid back over $22,000 many times, probably at least 2 times over, with still not making any headway. So this is a very discouraging place to be in. Then I finally made a decision. I was going to go ahead and refinance this loan, and I made the choice to refinance with a student loan servicer called SoFi. Because I had really good credit, I was able to get the student loan refinance right away. My interest rate was 4.4%. Still not the greatest, but I thought it was good enough and much better than what I was paying. And I thought, I'm not on IBR anymore. I'm just going to pay a certain dollar amount. I'm going to put it on a 7-year term, and I'm going to let it ride. So in 2020, I went ahead and did that. Right in the middle of the pandemic, I refinanced my student loans with SoFi. And so a $22,000 student loan turned into a $50,000 student loan debt. That debt was what I had to refinance with SoFi, $50,000. Now it's almost a year and a half later, and I owe $34,000. I've made progress, but it still aches, you all, because I have paid so much money to these student loan companies. And this is the part I think that people are tired of being taken advantage. We clearly were taking advantage of those of us who took out student loans to pay for our education. There is no way people should have to pay this kind of money back when you're using this to better yourself, to get a good job, and in hopes of making a decent living. So things must change with this. I am making payments about $700 a month. That is what I'm paying each month, because again, I'm hoping that I can have this paid off within the next 2 to 3 years. That is my goal. It's going to take a lot of effort. I have other goals, and I will talk about some of those other financial goals in the next video. But right now, I just wanted to share my student loan angst and talk about what it feels like to be in your 50s still carrying student loan debt. It's not pretty. So those of you who have the means, you can actually pay off your student loan, I would do it. Do it in a heartbeat if you can get it out of the way. If it's not a lot of money, go ahead and take care of it. If you only need to borrow $10,000, only borrow $10,000. Do not borrow extra money. This money is not free. You are signing the dotted line that you are going to be obligated with a lot more responsibility and in debt for a lot longer if you do that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's my first video to share my financial journey. I want to be transparent. I want to help someone. I want to help someone who's like me. Hey, we should have it all together, right? I don't have it all together. I'm still a work in progress each and every day. But I'm grateful that I have an opportunity every day to get up and do the best job that I can. So if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. And thank you for watching my video. If you want to follow my journey, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless.